Hi guys. We are back for the end of The Nightmare Before Christmas by Sarah Rosh. I I I loved this. I loved it. I loved it. We're going to talk about the end, but I loved it. Immediate spoiler-free thoughts. Elena, did you hear me when I said spoiler-free thoughts? Just spoiler-free. How'd you feel?
I can't say anything that's not a spoiler. It was cute, but is that a spoiler? Like, does it give away whether or not they stay together in the end?
No, just spoiler-free thoughts. Would you recommend it if someone
I think
here's listening that hasn't read it yet?
I think it was a really cute, like fun throwaway holiday book. So if you're like
Yes.
looking for something light without like anything too much going on, this is good. I have questions about how the plot was wrapped up and also about the ending. Um, but those are spoilers, so
Yeah, you didn't need like a notebook for the plot. Things happened. It was really cute. Jamie, similar thoughts? Any other?
Very, no, very similar thoughts. I thought the romance was really cute. I think if you go in
Yes.
for the romance and that it is light and don't think too hard about the plot, then you're gonna have a good time.
I felt like this was a super enjoyable, like Hallmark movie book version of like a
yeah.
Christmas Halloween mashup. Like, and I loved it. I ate it up. I hear what you guys are saying about the plot, and I cannot wait to talk about it. I'll just say I don't care. And usually that's not me. And you know what? I shut it off for this book, and I was here for the vibes. Um, anyway, I need to start and we are now in spoiler territory. So if you have not finished reading this book, and we finished chapters 15 to the end, so we're going to focus more on that for this episode. If you have not read this book, there's not much to spoil, but we will spoil everything for you. So go and read it because honestly, it's just like worth the ride to get to this point where I need to say that I have a character that I need to give an apology to, and that is Iris. Iris, I am sorry that I doubted you and your allegiances. I was worried for multiple chapters that you had betrayed Cole. It looked bad, and I need you guys to be honest with me. Did either of you doubt her when she comes running out of nowhere and is like, "Oh my God, Santa found the letters." No idea how, why. Why did Iris find out? How did she find out? No, like it just seemed very suspicious. And in that moment, I was like, "Oh my God, she gave them up." I was convinced that she had betrayed them. And then when she does the whole like heartfelt, "I don't care about Easter anymore. I'm gonna be friends with you." I was like, I feel bad now. I feel bad. I'm sorry,
There was
Iris.
10 seconds where I was like, was right?
I was wrong, and I'm glad I was wrong. I was so glad to be incorrect, but it looked really suspicious there for a minute. I thought for sure, like, she told Santa, like, she's got some reason, because right before that, Hex and Cole are having their little conversation about, like, the future that gets interrupted, in which Cole says something about Iris and Easter, and Hex is all like, I might know something, but I'm not going to say it out loud. And then
He
she comes
did
out
do
of
that.
nowhere, and I was like, oh my God, Easter conspiracy. Luckily, I was wrong.
Do we ever find out what Hex knows?
I don't think so. Did I miss it?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I
Crazy
have
that Hex immediately replaced Cole as her best friend.
no, no.
Who knows all
Oh,
of her secrets right now?
oh, you mean Hex replaced Cole
Yeah, that's what
as
I meant.
Iris's best. Oh, I thought you were doing the whole like Cole and Iris used to be best friends, and then Cole went and fell in love with Hex, and then he replaced Iris with
No!
Hex. I was like,
No, no,
yes,
no,
but
no.
no.
Iris replaced Cole with Hex as her best friend. Hex is now the one that knows all of her things.
They had to do a lot of walking around outside in the cold together. I assume that they talked about
That's
almost
true.
everything in their boredom. And I mean, like, as you guys mentioned, and I corroborated, like, there are moments in the plot where it's like a little too convenient. And that was fine for me, but it is a fact where it was just like also like Cole's whole plan working out. I was thrilled. I was so thrilled that it went off without a hitch. Like everyone in the castle is on his side. All of the other winter holidays show up. Like, and it says literally there's a line. It was like, I did the whole coup in like 10 minutes. I was like, yep, 10 minutes. It was good to go.
Make the coup make sense. Please make the coup make sense.
Okay. We are watching, reading a Christmas Halloween romance. It's a rom-com. It's not deep, but I'm gonna make it make sense. Cole had a really good plan. Like it was a really good plan where he was like, we could keep like blackmailing you into just giving us your joy, or we could all work together. Easy sell for the other winter holidays. I personally liked the like aha moment of him realizing his dad was bluffing. Like I personally thought that was really good because I knew they were going to end up together, but I was still devastated when he thought he couldn't have Hex and like wasn't sure how to salvage the situation. So I loved that moment where he was like, "Wait a minute. My dad doesn't want everyone finding out that he's been blackmailing people." So like I thought that was cool. It wrapped up very conveniently and very quickly, but I also really love that like the stuff with his dad didn't. Like it didn't wrap up, which I appreciated because he was just really, really mean and awful throughout the whole book. And if he had like done a real 180 and been like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you. Like this is great and we're gonna be best friends again," I would have felt like it was super cheap, personally.
Here's my thing with the coup. The leaders show up and he's like, I know there's all that blackmail. We're not gonna use it. Just trust me. Be cool. And his dad's standing right there, not supporting him. And the leaders are just like, oh, they say they're not gonna use the blackmail. Cool, 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 cool.
Maybe there will be more in book two. We know there's a book two at the very least. And maybe there will be more with like maybe the winter holidays are going to think twice about it. But I mean, honestly, like their options were continue being blackmailed under the current regime, or at least like go along with this and see what happens. Like the blackmail is going to be there no matter what. Like whatever they're trying to hide isn't going away. So I don't see the reason why you don't at least see like what's this crazy 22-year-old got up his sleeve. Like let's find out.
But also, it was bad enough blackmail that they were tithing away huge percentages of their joy to Christmas. And they were just like, okay, never mind. Not worried about that anymore.
Hallmark romance magic.
Yeah, it was just
Cool, cool,
Jamie,
cool,
thoughts on the
cool.
coup?
a little too convenient.
Yeah, that part of the plot definitely very convenient, very easy. I liked how complex the stuff with their dad was, though. I really enjoyed because, and I mentioned this, I think in the last episode, that I was getting that feeling of like, did Santa hit somebody at some point? And I was like, no, 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 this book isn't that dark. And still, even in that moment where Cole like gets in front of Chris because his dad like lifts his hand, I was like, oh my God, did he? Like when they were younger, did he actually hit one of them? And it was even worse than that, in that no, he didn't, but he's been so awful to them that Cole assumed he would. And I loved that pain for all of them. I was like, you know what, Dad? You need to sit with that. And I liked that part that was like the like aha moment for Santa. Like, oh, maybe I have been a bad guy to my kids and I should be better. And I would watch him take that journey in another book.
Yeah, I think it was just unsatisfying in this book because he didn't, we didn't see that redemption fully. So that was a
So
little bit unsatisfying.
Elena, did you also feel like the Santa end was unsatisfying?
It just felt mildly unresolved. He just leaves, and there's like clearly still something there, which I think would be my thoughts on the ending in general. Which, like, I know it's like leading up to the next book, and there will be more. I just, given it's like a holiday rom com Hallmark type book, was expecting it to be like a more neatly tied up, I think, than it was.
Yeah, I
Also,
liked that Santa did not get wrapped up. Like I felt like I liked the lack of closure there because it felt more realistic to me. But I do agree with you that with like the tone of this book, I think other things needed to be wrapped up.
there was a third act breakup, which I think last time we
Yeah.
talked about, we were
Oh,
like,
did we talk about that or was that off?
I think we put it
oh,
into the episode. I'm pretty sure. If we didn't, uh I know that we talked about how we were like, no, there cannot possibly be a third act breakup. First of all, one of the worst tropes. Second of all, there's not enough time for it. And I also had the moment where I was like, oh, we were wrong.
mhm.
But
Yeah, I think I brought it up because like it sometimes it happens. Most of the time it happens, and I know a lot of people tend to avoid it if it's in there because most of the time it's not really done well. But I don't know. What did you guys think about it in this situation?
Made
I,
sense.
yes. Yeah, I was gonna say I will go to bat for this one. And usually I am like extreme eye rolling at a third act breakup because it's forced. It's like
Mm.
a lot of the times I feel like the author couldn't come up with a better way to create conflict, and it's just like an old standby. With this, I felt like it was extremely realistic in terms of their relationship. Like
Mhm.
it all checked out, and especially when Hex comes back and like admits why he went to the bar. I had no like I that caught me so off guard, but it made sense like with the bits of his past that we get. So I truly believe that he fell in love with him and didn't want to because of the situation and felt like there was no way they could have a future, not because he didn't want it, but because he didn't see a path to which that could happen. So he just panicked and left. And Cole is trying to make the best like decisions that he can in the moment too. So I felt like it was less of like a third act breakup and also less of the dumb like I'm gonna lie to you about how I don't love you anymore so I can like save you because that's my least favorite. Like
Yeah.
God, I hate that so much. But like this was more Cole made the decision to let Hex go to save him and Chris and Christmas, but he was upfront with Hex about the fact that like this is what I'm doing. So there wasn't any lying. Like everyone was really, really upfront with why they needed to walk away. So it like it hurt. It hurt me and I felt like it was really real.
I was a little bit worried when they went back to the ball and Chris like disappeared. There was like a line being like, and Chris was nowhere to be seen. I was like, what the heck is Chris doing? Like, oh no, is Chris gonna be doing something? And then when Iris was like, no, you have to go to the ball, I was like, oh wait, I see.
I thought we were leading up to like the Chris Iris thing. Like I thought it was
Yeah,
gonna be either like they talked and it didn't go
yeah.
well, or like Chris was gonna come in and be like, I've now realized that I can live my own destiny. Nope. Every scene with Cole and Hex, because that just made me think of them walking across a sea of dancing people to each other to then profess their undying love for one another. I loved every single one of them. I don't know what it was about these two, but if it was like a Halloween prince that it just had me from the first moment that we started this book, but they were just so cute. Like every little moment of them, I was just like, oh.
They were so cute, and it made me a little bit upset because you know I hate and I love you after 2 weeks. Like, you know I don't like it. And I was like, why is it working for them? Like, why am I not hating this as much as I know how short this timeline is, and I shouldn't be okay with it, but I am.
It didn't feel short, and I think it's because of, like, everything they went through in that amount of time, and also the fact
Mhm.
that they made out for the first time, like, a year and a half before that. So it wasn't like they met each other 2 weeks ago. It was like they've both been thinking about each other for a year and a half leading up to this point. So it's like they have that shared tension. So there's that. But yeah, when I was it I forget which one of them said like, yeah, like 2 weeks later, and I was like, "Oh, wow. You're so right."
So
Yeah,
short.
so
It didn't
short.
feel like it though.
No. I also think it helped that so much of the romance was on screen as opposed to, like, off screen. It wasn't like, "And we did a bunch of stuff together. Next
Yeah.
scene."
Yeah, and maybe, like, also them being royalty too, like,
Mhm.
they're all sort of staring down, like, an arranged marriage that's supposed to be happening imminently, so maybe that made it feel more realistic to be telling somebody else, "I love you."
True. Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's like we saw their dates where, like, it wasn't, "Oh, and then we went cookie decorating, that was fun." It was, "He made him a zombie cookie."
He did. I think too, it's like how deep a lot of their conversations were, and like from
Yeah.
the very moment that they met, like a year and a half earlier, like their relationship was entirely built on like this trauma that the two of them had gone through and like helping each other through that. So it's like it's not just the like, oh my God, you're so hot, I love you, like let's make out. It's, it's that foundation that Hex talked about in that alleyway. And that's
Mhm.
why Cole fell in love with him. Oh, it's so beautiful. Can we talk about Chris? I need to talk about Chris because him, like him specifically, him standing up to his dad in that moment with Cole, just I don't know, just like punched me right in the gut. And like their brotherly like bond and standing up for each other, I loved like throughout this book. But like especially at the end where it was just like, no, like I am going to take like Chris being like, I can take care of you. Like you are not a burden. And like Cole finally like standing up for Chris and getting in between him and his dad and just like the two of them being there for each other and like their relationship got stronger throughout the book. I loved it. I ate up every single moment.
I loved it too. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
want to
I
see Chris
also,
again so bad.
and you will.
And we will.
Yeah, I liked when their dad found out about the letters and was like, "You need to, like, rescind the invitations." And Cole was like, "I don't know how I do this." And Chris was like, "I got it. I can do it."
Yeah. Yeah, so as far as Chris goes, I feel like we have to talk about like the Chris and Iris elephant in the room.
Oh
Like,
my
does anybody
god.
wanna take that?
That was my least favorite part. Which I think we, like, knew building up to it. We were like, Chris really likes her, but, like, there's never been any instance of Iris liking him back, which is, like, fair. And, like, that could have been the ending, but like, clearly they had a conversation, it didn't go well, and we're gonna, like, fade to black at the end,
Yeah.
didn't like.
It was just so abrupt.
It was.
I like the idea that the two of them are not going to be together. Like,
Mhm.
I personally also really like how real that is. Like,
Yeah.
Chris really likes her and he's liked her for a really long time, and it's probably not going to work out. Like, I like that we're going to hopefully in the second book get to see him go from that to finding somebody that it will work out with.
Mhm.
And I also really like the idea that like the three of them will maintain this friendship. Like it's
Mhm.
not going to be like the weird like, you know, Ron, Hermione, Harry thing. Like it's gonna be like three people who are friends and always there for each other. And then we have said multiple times we will rampantly spoil Harry Potter for you. Sorry if this is your first episode. Weird choice. Um, I like the idea that book one is Cole. It looks like book two is Chris. And I'm really hoping that there's going to be a third book that's Iris. And I like the idea that the three of them will be there for each other through all of their trials and tribulations, that Iris will probably play a part in Chris finding the person that he's supposed to be with, and then hopefully like that will be reciprocated for her book. That's my hope, personally.
I hope
Yeah.
that too. Now that I think about it, because it would be good to have like a book on Easter, because they've been mentioned so many times.
Yeah. Also, what happened with Lily? Where's Lily? What is she
I was
doing?
literally
Right.
gonna ask that.
You're right.
Also, I have a question. Was there any reason Lily had to be Iris's sister? Like plot wise?
Probably for like purely organizational writing purposes of like if she wasn't Iris's sister, then she would have been like a sovereign of another holiday, and then we would have had like four holidays like front and
She's not
center.
important. It was like, oh, ex-girlfriend from a different holiday. That's all she was for the most part. So like in my head, like especially at the beginning, it was weird how close Iris was with the two brothers when like one of them dated her sister and it like ended so poorly. And then like to never talk about her, like it feels like that would have been solutioned by just having his ex-girlfriend not be Iris's sister.
I could also see a world in which, like, a book or two from now, we're like, oh, I get it. Like, if Iris does have a book, I could see,
Yeah.
like, Lily playing a big role in that. Or maybe, like, Lily helps introduce Chris to the person he's supposed to be with. Like, I could see her coming into the books down the road because I like you said, I do think that this book ending extremely abruptly is with the idea that you're going to continue on to book two and it's going to feel like a cohesive unit as a duology or a trilogy. It's very abrupt if you're reading just this book though.
As someone that's read the synopsis of book two, it doesn't seem like Lily introduces him to the love interest.
So maybe she comes in book three if there's a book three. I don't know. If there
Yeah,
is,
what
it's not
happened to
out yet.
Lily is a great question.
I just kept waiting for the like, oh, she's like not in love with the Valentine's prince and they broke up, or like she's MIA and decided to leave Easter because she didn't want to be a royal anymore. It was just like, nope, she's just off somewhere. And maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, maybe
True.
there is
It's
something
supposed to be
going on
like
with
2
her.
weeks, right?
Yeah, it was winter break,
Yeah.
but there honestly probably is something going on with her, and that might be the secret that Hex knows that Cole doesn't know yet. But again, it just wasn't as like wrapped up as your traditional standalone fun little holiday book.
And maybe it's because the author really isn't going for the standalone vibe. And all I can hope for is that book two won't be like Chris off here doing a thing. Like,
Yeah,
I'm hoping that it will be just like this, but with
yeah,
Chris as the POV. Like, we're still gonna get Cole and Hex. We're still gonna get Iris. Like, it's basically going to be like part two rather than a totally different book.
bad news for you.
Elena.
Just based on the synopsis, and I have some questions.
The short synopsis of book two is in the back
That's
of
what I
this
read.
book. So you can read it. I did not.
Do you guys
But
want it to know? I can give you the TLDR on what the synopsis is.
I'm trying to see what else I wanted to talk about. Nope, that was it. So yeah. Um I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that I wanted to immediately discuss out of this part. So if you do not want to know what book two is about, now is the time to drop off. Elena is going to tell us what she learned in the synopsis of book 2. Elena, you have the floor.
It starts with it being like, oh, Cole's busy like figuring out Christmas, and in the meantime, there's some issue with St. Patrick's Day. Can't remember what the synopsis said, but there's some issue. So Chris goes to take care of it. So it seems like Chris is going off to like the Palace of St. Patrick's Day on his own, is the vibe that the synopsis gave. And when he gets there, he realizes that the Prince of St. Patrick's Day is his rival at Cambridge, and they don't like each other, so they're adversaries at school. It's another they didn't know who the other one was situation.
Mhm.
That's
Are
what I
you
got from the
telling me?
synopsis.
Are you telling me that we are going to read a Harry Draco fanfic? Is that what we're
That's
about to read?
basically what it's giving.
Ooh, I'm not upset about that.
Except the prince, at least per the like cover image, the Prince of St. Patrick's Day is ginger, and I said, ooh, interesting, because Cole is also ginger, and I was like, looks a little bit like your brother, but okay.
Maybe there will be a joke in there about that. Like, oh, you missed me so much, you needed to go find another ginger.
Joke that he would literally say,
Wait, does he? Like in the synopsis?
oh, but he would.
Oh, he totally would. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about book 2 because St. Patrick's Day is my second favorite holiday. So we can go from my first favorite holiday to my second favorite holiday, which I'm down for. I think tentatively we are planning to read book 2, which was not on our radar at all. And then, we read this and we liked it. And then we found out about that one in March for St. Patrick's Day. So if you enjoyed this book, come join us for that one. As we were talking about this, I did think of one thing that I was really hoping would happen in this book that we did not discuss, and it did happen, and that is that ghost plushie that Cole is going to keep forever. I was so happy that it came into existence.
That
That's
he
all.
cursed?
Mostly the ghost plushie, just like that whole moment was adorable, and I will keep that in my heart for a long time.
Ghost plushie.
Just so cute.
I'm
The stuffed
confused.
animal.
Did I miss?
The stuffed animal. Like a plushie.
I do not remember this.
Yeah, he tells Cole what he wants, and it involves a swear word. I don't know why I'm avoiding saying it in this context because I
Are you talking
definitely
about
say
the
it
ghost decoration?
enough. Yeah, but it's like a gauze ghost. I picture like a ghost plushie. Like, boop, 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 boop.
I was picturing like those ghost people hanging outside their house, like they have the eyes and they like sit outside.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
how you both thought of different things.
Like I just wasn't picturing a plushie.
Elena, you're probably right. It is probably like one of those
Like
like
a gauze yes.
flowy jellyfish type like
Yeah.
ghost things that you hang outside, but I pictured this really hot moment where Hex says, I want you to fuck me, and then all of a sudden a cute little ghost plushie with like a little smile just
I
pops
was
into
full on
existence.
picturing this.
I was picturing
Like
a
an adorable
ghost.
stuffed. Yeah.
I was picturing a ghost plushie, and this is worth the me going and getting this.
Okay.
Literally like should have this. I thought this was on the ground.
To be honest, I think I just like skimmed past.
You guys kept saying plushie and I was like, there wasn't a plushie. Like did I
Oh, that's adorable.
This is what I
That's
pictured.
not cute.
Yeah, and you know what, Elena? You're almost definitely right. But I just pictured an adorable little, you know, that's that's what popped into my brain. Anyway, this book was adorable from beginning to end. We definitely have our thoughts and our criticisms, but maybe we will feel like it was less abrupt when we read book 2. Who knows? We will find out in March. So we hope that you will join us for that. In the meantime, we're going to be reading many other books, so we hope you will join us for those as well. And thank you so much for being on this journey with us through The Nightmare Before Kissmas by Sarah Rosh. And we hope to see you guys again soon. See you later. Bye.